Right now, there's a $20 bill in your wallet that could genuinely buy you happiness, not comfort, not a distraction, real, measurable brain scan happiness. Harvard researchers proved it in one of the most famous experiments in the science of money. But here's the catch: when people try to buy happiness, almost everyone points the money in exactly the wrong direction. Because the one way money reliably buys joy is the one way your instincts insist makes no sense. By the end of this video, you'll know the trick, the science behind it, and the 3 rules that make it work every single time. It started on a sidewalk in Vancouver on an ordinary grey morning. Researchers walked up to strangers and handed them envelopes with cash inside. Some held $5, some held 20, and each envelope came with one strange instruction. Spend this by 5 o'clock today. Half the people were told, spend it on yourself, pay a bill, buy a coffee, treat yourself. The other half were told, spend it on someone else. A gift, a donation, anyone but you. That evening, the phone rang and every participant answered one question. How happy do you feel right now? The people who spent the money on themselves felt exactly the same as they had that morning. No lift. Nothing. The people who gave it away ended the day measurably happier. And the amount didn't matter at all. $5 given produced the same lift as 20. The study came from Elizabeth Dunn and Michael Norton, and it was published in Science, one of the most respected journals on Earth. But the truly strange part came before the experiment even started. Because when the researchers asked a separate group to predict the results, almost everyone got it exactly backwards. And that mistake is quietly costing you every single payday. The prediction group was confident. Spending on yourself would obviously feel best, and more money would obviously beat less. Wrong on both counts. So why does your instinct fail this badly about your own happiness? Here's where it gets weird. Neuroscientists put people in brain scanners and watch them give money away. Your brain treats giving money like getting money. In a lab at the University of Oregon, people watched donations leave their own accounts, while a scanner watched their brains. The moment the money went to help someone, the ventral striatum lit up. That's the brain's reward core, the same region that fires when cash lands in your account. Scientists call it the warm glow, and it isn't a metaphor, it's chemistry. Generosity isn't a cost to your brain, it's income, which means the happiness from giving isn't wishful thinking or moral fairy dust, it's a hardwired payout. Your instincts just never learn to read it, because everything in modern life screams that money in feels good and money out feels bad. The wiring says otherwise, and if this were just one lab in one country, you could dismiss it. It isn't. Researchers took the question global. Using Gallup data from 136 countries, they checked whether giving predicted happiness everywhere or only in rich places where charity is cheap. The result held almost everywhere. In Canada and in Uganda. In one of the poorest regions they surveyed, the pattern looked the same as in a comfortable Vancouver suburb. In countries where people struggle to eat, giving still lifted the giver. Then they went further and tested humans who can barely talk. Toddlers get happier giving candy away than getting it. Researchers handed toddlers goldfish crackers, then asked them to give one to a puppet. Cameras coded every smile. The kids smiled more when giving than when receiving, and the biggest smiles of all came when they gave away their own cracker, not a spare one from the researcher. Nobody teaches a 2-year-old that. It ships with the machine. Evolution built us this way because generosity glued groups together, and glued together groups survived. So if giving is wired in and proven on brain scans and confirmed across the planet, why doesn't every donation feel amazing? Because the researchers found a catch. Giving can also do absolutely nothing. 3 conditions decide which one you get. Rule 1. It has to be your choice. In the Oregon scanner study, some transfers were voluntary and some were forced, like a tax. Voluntary giving lit the reward core far more. Obligation kills the glow, so a guilt-tripped donation buys you almost nothing. Rule 2. Connection beats distance. Giving to a faceless void feels like losing money, because to your brain, it is. Giving where you can see a face, a friend, a barista, a specific family, converts the same dollars into feeling. And you don't need new money for this. Take $5 you were already going to spend on autopilot and simply re-aim it. Rule 3, you need to see the impact. Buy the meal and watch it land. Fund the classroom and read the thank you note. The visible effect is what closes the loop in your head. And there's one more finding, maybe the best one. Happiness from giving doesn't wear off. Scientists ran the test. People got $5 every day for 5 days. One group spent it on themselves, and their joy faded a little more each day, like it always does. The other group gave it away, day after day, and their happiness barely dropped at all. Buying for yourself fades, giving doesn't. That's the closest thing to a cheat code that the science of money has ever found. New purchases adapt. Generosity somehow keeps paying. So take one last look at that 20 in your wallet. It hasn't changed. It was never broken. It was just pointed the wrong way. Spent on yourself, it buys a small hit that evaporates by tomorrow. Spent on someone you can see, by your own choice, with an effect you can watch, it buys the only kind of happiness this much money can actually hold. Same bill, opposite result. This week, try it once. $5 is enough, the science says so. Buy someone's coffee and pay attention to what happens in your chest. Subscribe so it finds you. And before you go, what's the best $5 you ever spent on another person? Leave a comment down below.